Hi you guys, it's me, Be Unique. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello and welcome. If you're returning, you know you guys are awesome. So today is going to be my first cooking video that I've ever posted. Please do not come for me. I'm in my cooking clothes, my cleaning clothes. I'm a hot mess. This is why I'm also using a filter today because I'm not doing my makeup. I had to change and stuff, so hence the filter. And anyway, besides all that, if you guys are interested in how I make Puerto Rican style stewed beans, rice and beans, I do make it with a little bit of a twist because I do have kids and they were picky at one point in time. They are used to eating it this way now. So if you guys are interested in that, then please keep. Okay, so I've already started most of the prepping for this meal, but really quick, I just wanted to go over some of the ingredients. And if I forget anything, I will mention it as I'm going along anyway. So obviously you're gonna need a pot to do your beans in and a calabasa squash slash pumpkin. If you don't know what it looks like, this is what it looks like. Sometimes they come whole, sometimes they come halved. I did get a whole one and I already caught one of my half of mine up already, which I could probably show you the aftermath of that bit there. So that's what that's looking like there. And you're also going to need an onion, garlic, olive oil, and then your classic, I'm trying to reach over and get my stuff. Sofrito, I use the ones in the jar from Goya. Also, the Goya brand I use for sazon, jamon. And you're also gonna need red beans. I have 2 large cans. And you're also going to need chorizo, which I will show you. Okay, so I've already had my pot heating up on number 2. I don't know what type of setting you guys have on your stove. But this is sitting, just getting warm. That way, when I need to put my onion and stuff in, it's good to go. So I will take you to show you how I cut my calabasa while this stays nice and warm. So here's the other half of my pumpkin. You're gonna need to make sure that your knife is very, very, very sharp, or else you're just gonna have a hard time. So I've already sharpened it prior for the first half, but after that, it's already getting kind of dull, so I'm gonna sharpen it again. So now that my knife is sharpened, I'm just gonna try to cut off the edges to make this a little bit easier. And this goes through so much easier than what it would have done if I didn't sharpen it. That's one end. Here is the other end. There we go. Now that we have 3 pieces, I can go ahead and start cutting them again. This just makes the process a lot easier for me. What is that noise? I don't know if you guys are hearing that. Okay, so now that the pieces are more manageable, I'm gonna go ahead and cut out whatever bit on the inside and the outside. Like chunks that look like this. You just cut them down to size and just chuck it in the bowl. Okay, so now my pan should be ready to go. I'm gonna take some olive oil right here and start putting it in the pan like so. I don't measure it out ever. Whoops, I just put that in there. And now we're gonna put the onions in. Perfect sizzle. Then I'm gonna take my minced garlic and put some in. We like a lot of garlic, so don't judge me. Just gonna turn it up to a 6. Give that a stir. Now we're gonna let this cook till clear, and any liquid that's in there from the garlic is evaporated. Okay, so this is just about where I need it to be. So what I'm going to start with for my seasonings and my base are the sofrito. I don't know how to pronounce this one, so I'm not going to. One packet of the jamon. And as needed, I typically use 6 because I am making a lot of the sesame. So we're gonna start with these first. And we're gonna turn down the temp to a medium. So that's a half a tablespoon. I use a lot, like a lot. Okay. And one more. Can't go wrong with this stuff. Now the only thing is with the green jar, I don't use as much, so I'm probably gonna use 2 tablespoons. And that's now it. I'm gonna put in my packet of jamon. This is very salty, that's why I only use 1 packet. I don't typically cook with salt. And then I'm gonna use my 3 packets of sazon in the pot. And I'm gonna give it a stir. Now, we're gonna put in some of the calabasa in the pot and boil it and mash it once it gets really soft, because that's gonna be the consistency base, if that makes any sense, for this whole thing. So I'm just gonna grab my bowl off to the side, and I'm just gonna start chucking in some pieces till I'm satisfied with the amount that's in there. I don't want it to be too runny, but I also don't want it to be too thick. And I just dropped one, oh my gosh. Obviously, if it's too thick and you have room in your pot, you can always add more water. Whatever I don't use out of the pumpkin, I'll always freeze and save it for another rice and beans. So I think that's good enough. Now I'm gonna add some water to this, probably about 2 cups max. Water. Oh my gosh. That's just gonna help boil it. The tomato sauce I'm going to be using is this Contadina Roma tomato sauce. I got this from Sam's Club in a big box, so I'm just going to add that in. I'm thinking I'm going to add a couple more pieces of the calabasa. I'm feeling like I need a smidge more. Okay. Now we're gonna cover and boil. So now the pot is done boiling. I just took it off the burner onto the side. And while it's still pretty hot, I'm gonna take a mashed potato masher and go ahead and start mashing it. And what it looks like as of right now. These softened up really quick. I kind of left it a little bit too long, but all that's gonna be flavor, flavor, flavor. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this on low, add another can of tomato sauce, and we're going to start cutting up the chorizo and then putting in the beans. Okay, so I got my chorizo. I also used the brand Goya. This video is not sponsored, I promise you. I bought everything with my own money. I have 2 packets, and in these 2 large packets, let's see, they come in 8. So we're gonna open these up and start cutting. This is very oily, this can be very messy. So keep that in mind when starting this process. Just cutting them in little slices. I don't want them too thin, but not too thick. Maybe a ½ inch tops. And then we're just gonna chuck them in the pot as we go. I put all the chorizo into the pot. I've added my other can of tomato sauce. I did turn up the temperature back to medium. We're going to go ahead and give this a stir. As you can see, this is really thick. We're gonna add some more fluids to that. But in the meantime, we are going to add the calabasa to have some chunks. Here's the thing with kids. Not all kids will like this. So that's the reason why I've mashed them in to the base of the whole rice and beans. That way they're still getting that nutritional value from this. So there's no way getting out of eating this one way or the other. The kids will eat it. So I'm just gonna add in some chunks to my liking. And we're gonna add some more tomato sauce and the bean fluid. So I'm just opening my beans. I did rinse the can, and we're gonna strain the liquid into the pot. I'm not gonna add the beans in just yet. Now I'm gonna add another 2 cups of water. Okay, so it's not too watery, and that's how I like it. Normally I have it a little bit thicker than this, but I did want to add more fluid this time. So that's why I added an extra 2 cups instead of an extra 1. But I'm actually quite pleased with this because when you put this in the fridge, it will thicken up, and I didn't want it to be too thick when it goes in the refrigerator. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some more calabasa. So that looks pretty good. We're gonna let that sit on medium, and then we'll probably wait about 45 minutes, and then we'll check out to see how the calabasa is turning out, and the last thing we will add is the beans. Okay, so the pot has been sitting and has come to a light boil. I did stir it. So we're gonna go ahead and add the rest of the beans and the sesame. And we have our 3 packets. Now we leave on medium covered, and we're gonna let it sit for about an hour or so. And then after the first hour, I'm gonna leave it on low until we are ready to serve. So I went ahead and got my rice completed. It is all done, the rice and beans. So here is my white rice. You can use brown rice if you'd like. And the end result should look something like that in the pot. Of course, I stirred, and this is what it looks like all plated up. Typically, I will make a thing of plantains, which is like sweet type of banana fried up. I did not do that today because we are doing Christmas lights all at the same time, and that's way I'm trying to manage my time, going back and forth. But yeah, so that is the rice and beans, Puerto Rican style. So that wraps up the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you make this, or if you are interested in more cooking videos, please leave some comments down below. I'd love to know your thoughts, your feedback, because that truly matters to me. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to sting my subscribe button and come join my little beehive here with me. Help me pollinate my videos on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, wherever else you guys can think of pollinating my videos. And if you do make this, I hope it tastes really good, but I'll catch you in my next one. I'm gonna go eat.